Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to the Brownwood Lions Coaches Show here on KOXE. I am Derek Stuckley, along with Brownwood Lions head football coach, athletic director, Sammy Burnett. Hello, sir. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Well, before we jump into some football, of course, we've got the second and final scrimmage Thursday. Let's talk a little volleyball. Big night for the Lady Lions last night.
Absolutely. You know, we talked about it Monday. You know, stumped her toe a little bit at a pretty competitive tournament in Abilene, but turned around. I told you they worked hard. I told you they're going to be resilient. They're going to keep grinding and get where they need to be. But was victorious at Lampasas last night, winning 3 games to none. So congratulations to them for getting back in the win column. That does great things for their psyche, their confidence, knowing that they can do it. They just got to put it together and do it. So wasn't able to go over there. Of course, we had practice, but really proud when I heard that they were victorious. So congratulations to them. Look forward to some volleyball tournament action in Brownwood, Texas. That starts Thursday. Our girls will kick it off at 8 o'clock at the Coliseum against Early again, which will be we're pretty even team last time we played. Let's see where we can grow and be victorious in that one. They kick off that tournament, and they'll play again at 10 o'clock and again at 12 at the Coliseum. So full day slate on Thursday. We'll have volleyball a little bit everywhere. That'll continue Friday and Saturday as well. So pretty neat that we got a big volleyball tournament going on. A lot of the schools from the surrounding area will be there, and then some from a pretty good ways off. So it's going to be nice to see all those schools there and seeing girls out there being active, and hopefully our girls can stay in the win column and keep growing and advancing every week.
Yeah, I know Bangs, Early, Coleman, and Comanche are all going to be in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to last night, I mean, it wasn't even close. I mean, they were blowout victories, and I think everybody got involved. I know Aubrey Felix led the way in kills, and Trinity Roberts led the way in aces. Isis Hall led the way in assists. Anaya Hines led the way in blocks, and Maddie Scott led the way in digs. So
That's
it was a whole team effort.
It's a total team effort. You know, expand your roster. That's what we talk about in football. We're trying to expand our roster and use everybody that we have on the roster. They're on the roster for a reason, but for everybody to get touches and opportunities to feel like they were a part of the team success is very important. So it's nice. You know, it's nice. The only thing that bothers me about volleyball when I watch the games are unforced errors. We serve a ball out of bounds, we serve a ball into a net, or we do something that just gives them an easy point. Those irritate me, but sounds like that they were well-rounded. Everybody felt they played their part, so congratulations to them.
Yeah.
I know they wanted it bad, and I know they've been working hard. I see them in the gym all the time working hard. So I told them the only way to get better is to turn off the air conditioner and turn on the heater, and that'll make them a little bit tougher, but they didn't listen to me.
Yeah, or just go practice outside.
Yeah, get some of that.
Yeah, well, congratulations again. Congratulations again to them, and hopefully they can keep that going this weekend. Let's shift gears over to football now, and let's talk a little bit the scrimmage at Alvarado Thursday. Of course, I know you don't scheme for scrimmages, but as far as what Alvarado has, or what do you know about them?
Well, I know a little bit from last year. That's about it. I talked to their coach, Walraven, yesterday. We talked about format. I sent him a format that we've used in the past, like when we scrimmage Lampasas. So we're going to use that format for the scrimmage, which is basically we'll go 10 plays with the ones, 10 plays with the ones offense and defense. Then our twos will go 8 plays, and we'll go back to 8 plays, and then we'll run just like the controlled scrimmage we had last week. But then we're going to do a running quarter. It'll be live other than special teams. If we kick a field goal or if we punt or something like that, it will be everyone standing still, just punt and catch and kick, that kind of thing, because you don't want anybody injured in special teams preseason or scrimmage time. If we decide at the end of that quarter that we need some more touches like we did, we may add some more time on the clock and do that again. But that'll be the format. With the sub-varsity, they'll be going at the same time. I had people ask some questions. They're going to go at 5:30. They'll start on the north end or the south end or east or west end, just opposite. Start on about the 40, like a 7-on-7 match, and they'll go towards the end zone. They'll be doing those. They'll be scrimmaging simultaneously while the freshman defense is going. The JV offense will go so that coaches can be where they need to be. Then they'll flip it. The change of their format is instead of running a certain amount of plays, they're going to get 8 minutes on the clock. So if we're on offense, we got 8 minutes to go down and score. Doesn't matter how many plays. If you score 4 times in that 8 minutes, or if you score 0, that's what you get. Then you'll flip it over and you'll turn around and go defense for the same amount of time, and they'll do that until their time is done. So they'll get off the field about 6:30, so that we can get ready for the varsity scrimmage at 7.
Well, that's a little different. The time thing. Do you like that over the number of plays? Or?
We picked that up from Lampasas, honestly, and I wasn't really for it. We did it 2 years ago. We went over their place, and I wasn't really for it until we did it. I would even like that as much on our side with the varsity, but we want it to be more controlled. But it lets you get in sort of a rhythm offensively with those coaches calling plays and things like that, instead of only knowing I'm only getting 5 to 6 to 8 plays. You know, those plays go by pretty quick, and it's hard to sort of get in a rhythm. So it does give them a little bit more game type experience, because they know they're going to go, they're getting in the huddle and going, that kind of thing, and you got so much time. So I like that format actually for the sub-varsity. It gets them going, it gets them conditioned. It's sort of a little more up-tempo, and coaches are calling plays and going and treat it more like a game experience than just standing back there and coach them all the time. We may do that early, but the next session we may move them to the sideline and start working on some sideline stuff.
Okay. Well, we mentioned, of course, that's JV. Varsity-wise, the final dress rehearsal before the season opener. So what are you looking for from the guys Thursday night?
Man, growth. We got to continue to grow. Our kids work hard and practice every day. I mean, you couldn't ask more of our kids. They're working hard. They're trying to fix the things that we're doing wrong. I think a lot of it this time of year is technique and how we're doing things, linemen especially, making sure our steps are proper, the right distance, the right directions, making sure our hand placement is right, making sure we're not chicken pecking is what I call it, where you walk around like a chicken and you're pecking. We don't want to put our forehead on that D lineman. We want to stay tall, and we want to keep our hands inside, have a strong chest and a strong base, and move them off the ball. Little things like that. Receiver-wise, working on techniques and blocking. I talk to receivers. In a great night, you may get 5 to 6 touches. That's in a big night, and you're talking about all of those receivers. But if you're running 70, 80, 90 plays, and you're only getting a touch at 5 times, what are you doing the other 85% of the other 85 plays? You got to become an extremely good blocker. Make sure you're doing the things that we ask you to do. So there's so much involved in that part. Being great tacklers, sure tacklers, making sure we're fitting right, know that you're going to do your job, and the guy beside you is going to do his. An example, the screen the other night we talked about, we fitted it with 2 people just right, but the third person didn't go to his fit, and it turned into a big touchdown. So you got to do the little things, make sure that you're doing what you're coached to do. Always want to be physical, always want to play fast. That's a given. That's what we pride ourselves on, as a very physical and fast-playing team. And then for us right now, it's next man up. We brought up several kids from the junior varsity. They'll play in the junior varsity scrimmage, but yet they're going to get plays in the ones with the varsity, because we got to get some eyes on some kids. Right now, at this point, we have injuries. We're playing more right now than we've been all last year or even the year before. But right now, Weston Wolf's out with an AC separation. I don't know if that's you miss a scrimmage, play the first week against Wiley. He could be out 2 weeks. He could be out 3 weeks. He could be out 5 weeks. That's a big one for us. He's starting DT. He does a phenomenal job. He also plays tight end and sniffer for us. He's a guy that can go 2 ways. We expect him to go 2 ways on Friday night. Has a high motor, but if we don't have him, that sets us back a little bit. He's sort of the cornerstone of our defense. Robbie Robinson plays linebacker and fullback for us, sniffer for us as well. He's got a knee issue going on. Case Burnett has a broken arm, has a cast on. He plays linebacker and running back, which would hamper him and his opportunities. Aiden Packhauser's got something going on with the knee. He hadn't practiced the last couple of days, may not go in the scrimmage. Hopefully we'll have him back by week 1. And then, of course, Aiden Driscoll broke his leg in the scrimmage, so he's out 6 to 8 weeks. So we're already being decimated with injuries. Those are key players on our football team, trying to find people, the next man up, to step in and fill those roles. We're thin as it is, numbers-wise, when it comes to, that's what we talked about, the difference in Division 1 and Division 2, your numbers, kids going both ways, that kind of stuff. But we don't have the numbers to continue to lose kids. So it's next man up. Those kids are working extremely hard. Thank goodness we have from now till the 30th to be prepared for that Wiley opener and try to have the kids prepared and in the position they need to be so that we feel we can go out and be successful if these guys can't join us. And, you know, just like I said, we have a couple of linemen, offensive linemen from the JV that are going to get a hard look because we got to know if they can do it. We don't want to put them in a position to not be successful. So it's difficult. It's tough for coaches. I mean, we got a kicker that's got a leg problem, you know, so there may be another move right there. So we got a lot of decisions to make. We do have some time to make those, but it's going to be crucial, you know, tomorrow that we go out there and get them on film and see them and get a true evaluation on what we feel they can do. To me, a dark horse in Region 2. Alvarado's got a good football program. They got it rolling right now. This is one of their special classes. Their quarterback is a very good runner and throws the ball well. They got a couple of receivers, big, tall receivers that go get it. Really good up front. Offensive, defensive line are a very strong suit for them right now, so they're going to be a worthy opponent. And again, I don't know where they're ranked. Rankings don't matter to me because it's preseason guessing is all it is. But I think that's a team that may come out and win Region 2, to be honest.
Of course, you mentioned injuries, and any injuries, a sad situation, and those are major guys. So does this affect y'all practice-wise? Do y'all change what you're doing because of all the injuries?
I think it's all freak accidents. I mean, like with Aiden's, his just happened. Cases happened a couple of weeks ago, and he's been playing through it just with a wrist. He has what they call, I don't remember, it's like the bone sort of bows up a little bit. It's weird. It's a crack, not a total fracture break, but I can't remember the word, buckle fracture, which I never heard of. Robbie's just came up today. Some doc said maybe some arthritis or something going on. You hope it may be. I don't know. At a kid that age, you don't want arthritis, but I don't know what's going on with him. Aiden, again, it just something happened. Just we were going and everything was fine, and then next thing you know, his knee starts bothering him. It may be MCL, it may be meniscus, it may be fine. I don't know. We're trying to get those checked out. Of course, Aiden's was a total freak accident. You watch it on film, he got blindsided, which should have been a penalty, but regardless of the penalty, the kid hit him in a defenseless position, and he wasn't ready for it. Just the way his foot, I rewound it and watched it on film, the way his foot went down, instead of having an ankle injury, it somehow broke the lower part of his fibula. So it was a clean break. Hopefully, if he stays off of it and does what he's supposed to, maybe he can get back quicker. Same injury Jason Jackson had. He got that a couple years ago at week 1 against Wiley. And then when we went to Marble Falls and played over there, he actually finished the job, and he was out until we played Steamville. But there is some hope that maybe he can get back a little quicker. But he's a definite. The other guys, Weston will go for an X-ray in a couple of days when that inflammation goes down. There's a fact most of them won't play in this scrimmage, so we'll have a lot of JV guys filling in and some other guys that we're hoping that can step in and play those roles. But for us, it's the next man up. It is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. We don't pout about it. We just go. And we try to uplift those guys in those positions and make sure they're prepared to, play their position and not let their team down. And that's what we preach all the time. You're not the 2. You're the next man. So we'll go out there and do what we do, and it is what it is. And we still got games to get ready for, and we're going to do it.
Right. And of course, you always talk about having no injuries in scrimmages, and maybe more so this week than ever before.
Absolutely. I've spoke to their coach. You're in the same boat. Both coaches are wanting to control it the best way possible. Quick whistles. It's hard when you're trying to be physical, and kids are getting that game day competitive drive going to hold the reins back, but you try to do that as much as you can by quick whistling plays and just trying to be as safe as possible. But, I look at it this way. If you're going to get injured, you're going to get injured. Lord has a plan for each one of us. Things happen, and we don't understand them. It is what it is, but you got to have faith that we're right where we're supposed to be. And maybe facing adversity early for us is going to be a good thing, so that when we get into games and get later in the season, we start facing adversity on the field, we'll be able to overcome them. So, like I said, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't cry over spilled milk. You just got to keep grinding, keep doing what you're doing, and have faith and put faith in your kids and go out there and put those hands up and start swinging on Friday night. That's what we're going to do.
So varsity starts at 5:30, varsity at 7. So we mentioned football, volleyball. Let's see, we got a little tennis coming up this weekend too.
Yeah, we got tennis on Saturday. They're going to Graham. That'll start at 9 o'clock, along with the tournament. So volleyball tournaments Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday, Tennessee and Graham at 9 o'clock. And then on Friday at Brownwood Stadium at 6 o'clock, we have Meet the Lions. We're doing it a little different this year. I think it's neat to, we introduce the teams and the coaches on that. I thought Miss Lisa and I were talking, thought it'd be neat to introduce all the coaches first, just every one of them. Let everybody recognize our coaches together as a group, and then our teams will follow that. And of course, the band will be there, and the cheerleaders will be there, and the drill team will be there, and volleyball will be there. Everybody will be introduced, and then for some of us, as soon as the football team will go towards the end, but for some of us, as soon as we're introduced as coaches, we're going to depart. We got work to do. Abilene, Wiley, and Abilene higher scrimmage in Abilene, so we're going to try to get to that so that we can get some live eye work on what we see. So film's always good to watch, but I can get more of a feeling of the intensity or the physicality of the game, of the people that we're playing, plus you can see whether there's injuries, who's playing, that kind of stuff. So it's important if we can get a chance to go watch them in person. That's a big deal, so we're going to try to get away as quick as we can and do that.
All right. Well, busy times continue at Brownwood High School. Anything else we need to mention, Coach?
Yeah, let's thank those sponsors: Autoglass Magic, Bruner Auto Group, Syntex Body and Paint, Syntex Equipment Sales, Citizens National Bank, Dan Hill Containers, Dr. Bon Young, Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, Everett Jones Investments, Hendrick Medical, Howard Enterprises, Humphrey Pete's, Landmark Life, NC Bank, Painter and Johnson Associates, Smith and Sharp Agency, Sonic Drive-In, Stanley Chrysler, Texas Bank, Weldon Wilson Electric, Western Bank, and Woods Tees.
All right, that'll wrap up today's show. We will be back Monday to recap the second scrimmage and look ahead to the season opener against Abilene Wiley. Yeah.
Right.
Here on the Brownwood Lions Coaches Show on KOXE, KOXE.com, and the KOXE app.
Have a great day, Brownwood.